Hello and welcome to our video demo for our Sprint 3 functionality. So this video will just go through the additional functionalities and the additional things that we added for this sprint because we've already talked about a lot of the things that we added before in the past videos. So this will just be some new content. Great, so let's run through the whole user flow. We'll start with logging in as the department or the chair so that we can populate the system with all the relevant information. So now we're on the department page and we will choose a file to upload. So we start off by uploading the course setup sample that was provided. We upload. And then next we will upload the historic hours so that we can calculate the TA information, which is this one. Upload, and then we can download the application forms. So we've shown this last time, but it's just going to be empty right now because professors haven't inputted, there we go, haven't inputted any screening questions or ranked their applicants. But we will do that now. So we'll log in as a professor. And we'll just quickly run through this since we've already gone through this functionality last time. We'll just select a couple courses that the professor can teach, submit some questions, and go from there. So then we will log out, log back in as the administrator, and upload the TA responses for the questions that the professor had asked. Great. So now we can log back out and log back in as the professor and have the professor rank their TA applicants. Which is under this tab. Again, this is a functionality that we had before. So it'll just be the drag and drop and a submit and being able to view what they had said in their application. So now if we log back in as an administrator of either chair type or department type, we can actually run the matching algorithm. So the prof doesn't have the ability to run the matching algorithm, but here as a department user, you can, and you can choose to rank it based on professor or TA rankings, and we can match. Lucas, do you want to take over the little change that we made to the matching algorithm?
For sure. So basically, Yudi mentioned that we've already explained at length, especially last sprint, the matching algorithm logic. The one pretty major change that we made this time with the matching algorithm was instead of the matching algorithm just returning a single time the actual matches with TA and courses, we actually store our matches to the database. And this is really for the main purpose of being able to manipulate these matches, such as you'll see later with some of our other features. And yeah, that's the only really major change we made with the matching algorithm this week.
Perfect, thanks. And also quickly going back to the file uploading portion, another change that we made was adding phases to the stage of the file upload so that the files are uploaded in the correct order and only appear as the phases go on. So now we can see the results from the matching algorithm. You can see that, the course name, the course code, who the professor is, what TAs are matched to the course, and whether or not the professor has approved. For now, it is just updated as pending because the professor hasn't approved a TA yet. As a chair, or as a department or the chair, you have the ability to manually override the matches that were made. So this kind of ties into what Lucas was talking about before. So for example, we can add another TA to the web dev course. So for example, if this TA's name, or if this is the TA's email, we can add them to the web dev course by pressing add TA. And you see that this TA is now automatically injected into the match results. We also wanted, just for easier user interface, an undo button. So we can undo to undo the match TA that we had already created. Additionally, if we put this TA back into, for example, OS this time, we can see that it appears. We can save the state, and what save does is it actually writes these changes to the database that we showed before for the matches. So now you can see that the new TA that we added has been added right here to the 3313 course. So that only happens on save. Additionally, we can use this button to remove the matched TAs from a course. So kind of same thing, and you can click undo to bring it back, or you can save this state as the current set of results from the matching algorithm. So now we can delete another TA, for example, save it, and go from here. Now we will navigate back to the professor page to get the professor's approval on these matches. Great. So as you can see, based on the course code that the professor is teaching and the matched TAs, there's an approval status and the ability to add comments. So right now you can just click a button and the state of the approval status will be changed. So for example, you can either reject, and now it says rejected, or approve of the match. Another functionality is being able to leave a comment that the chair can then see. So for example, if you decide to reject Rachel from 3313, you can select this course, and prior to selecting that course, no TA emails are able for selection here, but 3313, and once you select, then you can see that this TA currently is matched to the 3313 course. Choose that TA and you can leave a comment like, don't want this TA. So submit, and you will see that the current user who's logged in, the current professor who's logged in his email, has left a comment of they don't want this TA. With that, we can move back to the admin page of the chair or the department, and they will be able to view the comments that the professor has left on the matches. So for example, here you can now see that this professor has accepted Brianne Taylor but rejected Rachel Thomas, and the comment that the person left is here. And this again is where you can manually override and say, okay, now we don't want this TA in this course anymore, et cetera, et cetera. So now I will pass it on to DA to talk about the chair functionalities.
Yep, so based on our conversation last time with the professor during our stand-up as well, we added some new functionality to the chair page. So now if we click view current hours, we can actually see the consequent courses and TA hours allocated for each course in the database. So we can search up a course, let's say 3316, and you can enter any new hours, so 5, and it'll automatically update in the backend as well, and that's shown here. And along with that, we have the same functionality as Yudi mentioned on the homepage to view and edit the matches. Yudi can go over how these matches are affected then by the number of TA hours that the chair changes.
Yeah, perfect. So as you can see right now, we just said that web dev has 5 total hours allocated to it. So you can see that the only match TA for web dev is Brianne Taylor at uwo.ca. However, if we go back to override hours, we can change the allocated TA hours to 10 and update that. Great. And then if we go back home and rerun the algorithm, we will be able to see that it's actually changed the matching because there are now more hours allocated to web dev, and now there are 2 TAs that are matched to this course. Great, and that concludes our presentation for this sprint.